everybody. Say here have can viewers is present, and for my viewers today. So I hope it's been. Hey there, Veronica. What I'm gonna be doing is just finishing off my drawing that I did of my OCs and Dr. Jazzman 1, yo, and I love my 0007, yes, hello, and Fran, awesome that you made it. Oh wait, you can't hear me? Hang on. Let's see. Let's see something. Yeah, if anybody could hear me, make sure you press F in the chat because MobiFan12 is saying that they can't hear me. Hang on just a moment. Okay, just make sure that you press F if you can hear me. Okay, so Fran can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me too, MobiFan12. Yes, and any other technical difficulties, please let me know. But seems like everything is fine thus far, at least. Okay, now MobiFan can hear me. Okay. So yeah, I just want to make sure everything is fine, technically speaking. So yes, I think it's about time we get to finishing off my OC. And here we go. Let me just make sure that music's turned up first. Yes, so if you recall, this is what I've been working on. 3 of my Animation Nerd OCs, Sage, Marv, and Chris, having a nice pizza night. The piece is titled TGIF Pizza Night. I'm still wondering if I should post the finished product once it is Friday, or if it doesn't matter, I could post it as soon as I'm done with it. So yeah, I did some cleaning up to it, some subtle touches to the cleaned up layers, and also resized the canvas so that all 3 of them could be laid out at once without too much overlapping, and also fixed more subtle things like the positions of the characters, the proportions, the angles. So yeah, let's get to it with the current, starting off with Sage. Oh, hang on. Oh, I see that MobiFan saying that Jason Patnett, who voiced Truman X on the X's and second voice of Periwinkle in Blue's Clues, recently died at 28. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, my condolences. Yes, I did grow up watching. I do remember Periwinkle from Blue's Clues quite well. Was a cute cat. But Truman was familiar with since I never rewatched the X's, although it did have a great art style. But yes, rest in peace, Jensen. Oh yes, and forgot to mention that yes, he's also the brother of Hayden Panettiere. For Panettiere. Forgive me if I'm caught to the pronunciation of the name. But yes, rest in peace. Yes, he only voiced Periwinkle in the last season since he was voiced by several voice actors in the other seasons. Yes. I assume like the last season you are referring to is the one that had by that time there was the Blue's Clues spin-off Blue's Room, the one where Blue is a puppet and she can talk and has all these other different puppet friends. I remember there were several episodes that acted in the later seasons, or I think that was the final season of Blue's Clues, that kind of acted as sort of a backdoor pilot to the Blue's Room spin-off. Okay, yes, it was season 6 of Blue's Clues, and he was the third voice. The third voice. Yes, thanks for clarifying, Moby fan. And let's see. And nope. Nicktoons will go. It's not gonna be a draw request for this stream. Just gonna be fencing off. I'm only gonna be fencing off this drawing that I did of my original characters. It's probably just have the brush movement be weighted so that it'll move faster, since I'm just filling in the colors. Hey, welcome, Starway. As for where Starfy is, I don't know. I don't know if he did went something or not. But yes, hopefully you'll make it for the stream ASAP. But it's okay. DJ is Starfy went shopping. To be honest, I have absolutely no idea of what is going on in Starfy's life to know. I'm sure he is doing fine. Let's see. A friend is saying, a day ago I used reference on Krita properly and paperless even. Yes, I'm happy to hear that. And by that I assume you mean like you press the little the tack and press the tack icon and add the reference photos. But yes, that's good on you, Fran. the reference tool was definitely a helpful aspect of digital art softwares. Unfortunately, Photoshop doesn't have one. Like all you can do is just copy and paste your reference photos like directly onto the canvas, and it becomes aware of its own. Whereas the references, like for example, my model seat that I designed on my characters, it has nothing to do with the body of the drawing. Like it's completely isolated from the layers that make up the canvas here. It is its own entity, thanks to being dropped into the into the reference box right here. Let's see. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Yes, MobiFan 12 is mentioned about an overseas animation studio that went inactive, which is Sunwoo. Nowadays they only animate shows for their domestic audiences. Yeah, I am aware of Sunwoo. Like, they and Anyvision, which is more or less the same thing. They're pretty much I know them best as Klotski Chupo's go-to overseas production service. They worked on pretty much all of their shows. And I know them for animating the earlier seasons of Family Guy as well, and a few Disney shows as well. And as you know, they also animate Chalk Zone alongside Rough Draft, Eason, and Toon Zone, and Wang Film and Galaxy Digimason. Yes. Let's see. If I knew that Carmen Sandiego and The Simpsons had the same animation studio, which one are you referring to? Is it ACOM or Anyvision? I doubt it's Rough Draft though. Welcome, Axie. Yes, I'm glad that you could hear me well too. Okay. And just the bottom of his shirt. Oh, it's actually Rainbow you were referring to. Okay. I'll admit I'm not super acquainted with the name of Rainbow as far as overseas and studios go. Oh, okay. So according to Alex Gutierrez, Rainbow worked on The Simpsons. Interesting. I can't recall if I might have seen you mention it before on Twitter, friend, that they worked on it. Which episode to be exact? I'll have to be reminded of that. Assume that I found that out prior to this. Axie is asking if I know about the Magic School Bus. Yes, I definitely do. I'll admit it's a bit overrated, but the only things I really liked about it to watch that were the theme song, because how can you not like it? It's Will Richard. And also the segments at the end, where the viewers basically call in with their questions regarding the episode's, the main subject of the episode. But the Magic School Bus, it was okay at best. Well, it was no Arthur though. Oh, what am I go for here? I'm gonna go for the shorts. Okay, so Fran doesn't know which episode of The Simpsons that Rainbow worked on. And to his beliefs, Rough Draft only cooperates the most with other studios. Yeah. And speaking of Rough Draft, there's something that I want to mention regarding them. Okay, so you guys know the other cartoon Matt Groening is doing right now, Disenchantment, right? If anybody's a fan of that show, say I. Because personally I find it to be pretty underrated, but what I want to talk about regarding it is when I was watching the fourth part of it on Netflix, I noticed that the overseas production is actually done by Digital E. Mason, to my surprise. I know that domestically it's done by Rough Draft Studios, the location in Glendale, and I'm used to their shows being fulfilled by Rough Draft's Korean facility, but to my surprise, with the fourth part of Disenchantment at least, they actually have the another studio, Digital E. Mason, doing the overseas work. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so Star Wars is a fan of Disenchantment. That's cool. Let's see. E. Mason also animated Billy and Mandy and Family Guy. Yes, I know. They've been the default studio for Family Guy since at least season 8 or season 9 or so. But for a while they switched between Digital E. Mason and Yearem, which also does American Dad. But by the time they switched to HD, sometime later they pretty much permanently went with Digital E. Mason. And I know with the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, yes, they started doing it around season 3 or so, like alternating between Rough Draft Studios. Although they actually started working on Evil Con Carne before they went to Billy and Mandy, and basically it's because, according to Maxwell Adams, Rough Draft was already so busy with the other Cartoon Network shows during that time, including Billy and Mandy, that for the last season of Evil Con Carne, they just switched to Digital E. Mason. And I think they did a really good job with pulling off that new shiny, gradient, more detailed art style that they went with the last season of Evil. And yes, it is the Powerpuff Girls that's playing in the background, Starway. And I think it's the Uh-Oh Dynamo episode. Let's see. Okay, now we're gonna cover his pizza. I might use this yellow. Or, oh no, we're gonna use something that's more brownish yellow. Something like this. Something like this. Let's see how this shade is. Yeah, that looks better. Let's see what else do we have here. Moby Fan is saying that it's too bad that Billy and Mandy is one of the E Mason souls that uses thick wine animation. Like most of their souls use thinner wines. Yeah, that's true. Like they use thick wines, just like what Rough Draft Studios did. And I noticed with the later seasons of Billy and Mandy, I think somebody else even pointed out to Maxwell Adams is how later on they started to become more on model, but that, you know, they became, sometimes the characters would just look pretty much exactly how they do on the model sheet. Like the shot of Billy standing, for example, like if you look up the Billy and Mandy Inferno main model pack on the Internet Archive, like if you see that shot of Billy standing, that's exactly what you see like on screen. It's not too much of a big deal though. Let's see. Speaking of Koski Chubo, the only shows that Sunwoo/Anyvisit didn't animate were the first season of Rugrats, animated by Wang Film, and most episodes of The Simpsons, animated by ACOM. Yep. Okay, now for the sauce. Yep, Sage is looking good. Okay, just save my changes. So if anybody is just tuning in, make sure you hit that like button because it'll do great for the YouTube algorithm, help them recommend my content more, and subscribe. If you're a newcomer, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more art content like this. Okay, next we're gonna do Sage's cousin Marv. Just add a color layer for him. Let's see what we have here. Let's see. Yep, Koski Chubo is not dead. They're just, I don't know, they're just mostly hibernating. To be honest, I know that they're credited for being involved with the new Rugrats that's on Paramount Plus. But I still believe like the bulk of the, at least the bulk of the domestic pre-production work and post-production is done at the Nickelodeon Studios. Koski Chubo more probably has in-name only involvement. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's the same. I still feel it's the same that Koski Chubo isn't as prominent as it was during the 90s and 2000s. Well, at least during the 90s and early 2000s to be precise. I've selected most of Marv's skin here. And if there's anything I'm missing, of course, I'll go back and select. Let's see, I'm missing this part here. And yes, I do know, Fran, that Spencer Darrow, Rachel McFarlane's husband, and are both Family Guy and Billy and Mandy. Yes, and also Evil Concardi as well. In fact, if you look on his YouTube channel, you can see a rough footage of the CGI version of Bunny Iwin that you see in the Evil Concardi title sequence. I'll tell you this. I actually remember seeing that rough CGI test. Years before I became a fan of the show, actually. And for some reason, when I was coming into it, I thought it might have been. I thought that clip alone was all that the intro had to offer, but no, it was just a portion of it. And Spencer was also one of the animators for the Grim and Evil intro as well. And Maxwell Adams, of course, was a heavy part of that title sequence, as well as an editor named Bobby Gibbs, I think that's his name. And of course, Drew Newman and Gregory Hindi did a really addictive musical composition. And let's see, what else do we have here? And yep, movie fans say that ironically, another studio that went inactive is ironically Phil Roman, that replaced Klaatu Chubo on this episode after they stopped animated. The studio went inactive. Yeah, I haven't been hearing much about Phil Roman ever since this episode, since animation production went from them to Fox Television Animation, which was already doing McFarlane's shows, and eventually they'll also be credited for Warren Bouchard's shows as well. I know there was like this merger that happened with Phil Roman that that occurred around 2016, which is part why they stopped working on The Simpsons after like almost 25 years. I could have swore that they're at least like still involved, like with, for example, I know that I assume that they might still be active because I know with Garfield and Friends, I heard that they plastered the older logos with the new ones. I know 9 Story Media Group is like the main distributor of Garfield Friends right now, but I don't know, I have this feeling that if Roman could be able to have their newer logos replace, like say, the 1989 one, then there was somewhat still alive. But you're right, Phil Roman hasn't really done much in a few years. Well, I wonder if they're still doing the Marvel cartoons though. Yep, I definitely know that Gregory Hind and Drew Newman, they only did the Good and Evil intro and the Evil Con Carne segments, and the way they're Billy and Mandy segments from Good and Evil, whereas the ones from like within the first 13 half hours, they were done by Guy Moon. And yes, I do agree, like with Guy Moon's composition for Billy and Mandy, it's not bad at all, it's good, but on one hand, yeah, I do agree with Maxwell Adams that maybe it's slightly less, maybe it's a bit less fit into the macabre nature of the show compared to Drew and Gregory's compositions. And plus, yeah, it did sound maybe a bit too much like Fairly Odd Parents, or basically any of Butch Hartman's cartoons, or Scott Fellows' shows aside from Johnny Test and Super Noobs. I don't think Guy Moon did any compositions for those. And yes, I know that that Great While was on both Fairly Odd Parents and Billy and Mandy at the same time. And let's not forget that Richard Horvitz was on both Billy and Mandy and Invader Sim at the same time, around 2000, 2001. Of course, I know Guy Moon wasn't the composer of Invader Sim. It was Kevin something another. That he was the composer of that show, and also Silent Showdown and Villainous. I'm still waiting for the English dub of the official 11-minute Villainous series that came out around less than a couple of years ago. The most that I know about it is we got a cameo for our good pals from Evil Con Carne, so of course that made me like really excited. Villainous in general is like a spiritual successor to that series. Because, you know, it's a Cartoon Network show about villains that has an unrealistically colored bear as part of the team, and a scientist wearing goggles and who isn't really that evil, honestly. And, and of course, the boss of the organization is really grumpy and hairy. Though, what's her name? The redhead girl from Villainous, Demona? Dementia? Is that it? Yeah, she's not really comparable to anybody from Evil Concarne, really. So she's not that similar to General Scar Racing. But as Twisted Dance pointed out in his review of it, she's at the very least pretty Harley Quinn-esque. Let's see. Hang on a moment, guys. Here we go. I just put on the world premiere Tootin', which is a feature on the Powerpuff Girls complete DVD set. And of course you don't know, it's basically the episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast that also serves as the first episode of the What a Cartoon Show. And yes, it happens to be its anniversary today. So that's why I made sure I put it on the background. And of course, the alternative title of that Space Ghost episode is President's Day Nightmare. And guess what today is? Oh, hi there, Ethan. What's up? And Tavia, what's up? Let's see. Unfortunately, the English dub of Villainous is non-union, so that means none of the original actors reprise their cameos. Yes, that makes sense. Just for whenever on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, they just cut to Zorak just staring blankly, accompanied by that weird, that weird buzzing sound. Yes, hail Brack. Let's see. Also, the new Giantess reboot is composed by Guy Moon, but the old one was composed by Kevin Mantide. for season 1, and Ian with Fuhrer in the later seasons. Cool for pointing that out, Moby fan. Yes, rest in peace to C. Martin Croker, voice of Zorak, and also Dr. Weird and Steve in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But has any of you heard that Aqua Teen Hunger Force is gonna be coming back again? I know they had the movie Phantasm just last November, but just last month, not long after Justin Roiland was fired from Adult Swim was like, you know what, just in case Rick and Morty is in some serious danger following Justin Roiland's controversies, you know, how we just go back to our safe zone and bring back those lovable talking fast foods. I would love for a Space Ghost Coast to Coast reboot, but obviously it wouldn't be the same without C. Martin Croker. Hello, my name is Brack. I noticed with the earlier episodes of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, with Brack, Andy Merrill's performance of him was much wilder. Just Zorak mocked Pat Ventura, the creator of Yucky Duck. But yeah, with Brack's voice, I noticed in the earlier episodes of Space Ghost Coast to Coast and the earlier segments of Cartoon Planet, it was much wilder. Like, it seemed like by default Brack was just yelling, but he toned it down by, I say, the third season of Coast to Coast or so. He toned down the voice with sort of this goofy southern drawl. It was probably for the best. Oh, Starfy, you're back from the supermarket. Welcome. Yes, so far I covered 2 of the characters here, and after I'm done with coloring Chris and maybe do a simple colored abstract looking background, I would finish off the stream, and any other finishing touches I could do afterwards, since I'm most likely going to be here for approximately an hour or an hour and a half. So I'm gonna get started with coloring Chris right now. And that's Chris with a K, by the way. and France saying that he's been drawing his Panda OC. Cool. Definitely would like to see that. Let's see. And Moby Fan 12 mentioned about obscure African American animator named Eddie Bell, who worked on Bebe's Kids, The Simpsons, Puccini, Time to Adventures, Ren and Stimpy, Ferngully 2, 101 Dalmatians 2, and Soul. Yes, I am familiar with Ed Bell. I believe the earliest time I heard about him was his involvement with Mighty Mouse: The New Adventures. The Ralph Bakshi cartoon from the 80s that is one of the starters of the animated Renaissance. And Ed Bell was a way out artist on there. I saw the documentary about Mouse New Adventures, and Ed was one of the interviewees. That's pretty much the earliest known time I'm able to be familiar with him. And he was also interviewed a few times in the Ren and Stimpy book, Sickwell Monkeys. Oh wow. What episode is played in the background? Yes, the episode played. It's actually the President's Day Nightmare episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, otherwise known as World Premiere Tune-In. Basically the first episode of the What a Cartoon show, which I deliberately decided to play because its anniversary today, on top of it actually being President's Day. Easily one of my favorite episodes of Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Get to see young versions of folks like Gendy Tarkovsky and McCracken and Van Parble before they became world famous, especially with Gendy and Craig. And speaking of Gendy, right now, the clip for Dexter's Lab Pilot is playing. So I absolutely would love to see the student film that Gendy Tarkovsky made. That's more or less an early prototype of that pilot, with those radically different designs of Dexter and Dee Dee. Let's see. Actually, if I know about Arthur, yes, I definitely do know about Arthur. One of my biggest childhood shows, and it's gonna be the 1-year anniversary of its series finale this week, I believe. It was a solid series finale. And as I mentioned before, I've been really getting into the our fan podcast, the Ella City Limits, with these two guys from Nova Scotia reviewing every episode of the show. Right now, they just started reviewing season 16. They moved to Flash, using Flash Saturday, so.
I'm not a scary ghost, Jim. I'm a space ghost. Yes, I live in your universe, a mature grandfather of all evil.
Let's see. Let's see. Unfortunately, Mighty Mouse is one of the first shows John Kay has involvement with. his first credit is in the 80s revival of the Jetsons and some Filmation cartoons. Yes, I know. I read in the Ren and Stimpy book that JK was trying his best to basically, like, during his time at Hanna-Barbera working on the 80s Jetsons cartoon, he was trying his best to have, like, say, the layout drawings be done, basically as if it were the older days of animation, have it be done, say, in-house or something. I believe he was supervising the overseas studio in Taiwan to make sure that the layouts, like the characters are drawn, appealingly, as if it was the same studio system as, like having the layouts be drawn in-house. What's my favorite South Park catchphrase? I guess I'm gonna go with, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." and also, "Oh my god, they killed Kenny! You..." I can't really say that word. Zorak really wants fan portable states. And Craig Kraken is the winner of that competition there. It's just the Powerpuff Girls pilot. Meet Fuzzy Wumpkins is the first short on the one cartoon show to fully air. And I'm gonna be playing that in just a moment. With this exaggerated expression that I drew with Chris, with her individual teeth and her gums swollen, really enjoying these mundane breadsticks. Okay. Let's see. MobiFan is saying that Pat Ventura has been active after 2007. His last credit was the Phineas and Ferb episode Candace loses her head as a storyboard artist. Cool they point that out. I know Pat Ventura, he did do some Disney stuff. I believe I saw his name in Aladdin. Not the Aladdin TV series, but the actual Aladdin feature from 1992. Oh, there's another gap. There's the gap that I missed here. Just give me more. Nope. Wrong color. There we go. There. Now close this gap too while we're at it. There we go. Yes, I do know that the Powerpuff Girls pilot was animated by Animal House, but not the movie of the same name, a Japanese studio that worked on some anime and some American shows like Freakazoid and Nightmare Dead. Yep. And with the second pilot, Crime 101, was done by Phil Cartoons, who did a lot of stuff for Hanna-Barbera during the 90s, including the first 6 episodes of Dexter's Lab, before Rough Draft Studios took it over entirely. During the first season, they only did the Dial M for Monkey segment, but then by the second half, they started doing the entirety of the series. Well, except for like that short from the Powerpuff Girls movie, Chicken Scratch, which was mostly animated domestically, I believe, like by Eddie Tarkovsky himself, and the current was done by a studio that I never heard before called Galaxy Animation. Not familiar with them. I don't know if they're overseas or if they're domestic, like in the US as well. And I believe I read, going back to the Powerpuff Girls pilot, I read in an old interview with Craig McCracken that the layouts were done in-house. I think, maybe wrong. Either the layouts, like the character designs were done like domestically at Hanna-Barbera, or they just relied on overseas studio or Animal House to do the layouts like after setting off the storyboards. And when I say an old interview with Craig McCracken, I mean really old. Like, of course, the Powerpuff Girls wasn't even a show at that time. This was just when all we had was that pilot, and Craig's only other notable credit was being an art director on Two Stupid Dogs. And it was there where I learned about how Craig was the one who more or less came up with the designs of several of the main characters, including the 2 dogs themselves, as well as Mr. Hollywood. Like, they were based on the show's creators, Donovan Cook's early designs, but Craig, his job as the art director was to refine Donovan Cook's original designs to what we know today. Maybe Galaxy Animation is related to Galaxy Digimation, who worked on Chalk Zone. Not to mention, Digimation actually is a domestic animation studio in America. Probably. You might be right, Moby fan. Alright guys, I'm just gonna make sure that I get this all done before, say, 9 o'clock.
No, this is terrible. Even if you only knew how much pride Bubbles takes in her hair. All the washing and conditioning, and the brushing and brushing and brushing and brushing.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna cover the breadsticks. Crumbs there to throw the breadsticks. I guess when I was getting this first, I envisioned that Chris is eating hard breadsticks, like they're almost rock hard. Once he's enjoyed them anyway. Oops, I still had the bag selected. There we go. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, fun fact, at the same time, Genti did Two Stupid Dogs. Genti also provided time and directed on the first season of The Critic, Yes, I know. And another one of his early jobs before doing Dexter's Lab was actually his involvement with Batman the anime series, believe it or not. I'm not sure if he was credited though. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what else we have here. What's my opinion on Shopkins? Not much of a strong opinion on them, Starry. And they're these popular toys who, I guess they have a similar concept as Polly Rocket. I'm not sure. In fact, you probably gonna have to fill me in on what exact Shopkins are. Like, I'm sure I have seen commercials of them, but I don't remember precisely what the deal with them is. Hang on here. Okay. I just remember, I'm almost done here with coloring the characters. Just need to, like, get the white blue, for the lines in Chris's hair. Let's see. Oh yes, another voice actor that only did one cartoon is Marsha Mitzman Gavin, who replaced Maggie Roswell as Maud Flanders, Helen Lovejoy, and Miss Hoover on The Simpsons. And of course, Maggie Roswell returned. She did return, but Marsha stopped voice acting. Yes, I'm happy you brought her up, because just the other day I was thinking about how it's weird that. So the main reason why Maud Flanders was killed off on The Simpsons because Maggie Roswell and Fox were having some disputes over her pay, so she temporarily left the show. But the thing is, Marsha already was she was already recasted as Maud, right? Included in the episode where they killed her off. So I'm trying to make some sense as to why kill off Maud if the main reason why you're doing it is because her original voice actress decided to leave, but you had her recasted anyway. Like, I don't know, sort of a mystery to me. Oh yeah, and for some reason, even though Marcel voices most of Maggie's characters, including Maud, Helen, and Miss Hoover, for some reason she did for some reason she did voice Luann Van Houten. I have no idea. Yeah, it's okay. Like, I've always think Kirk is the superior Van Houten parent anyway. I mean, the dude sweeps in a race car. How can you compete with that? Hang on, let's just put on something else. Okay, let's just put on the other Powerpuff Girls pilot. Crime 101. Genndy was involved with the Batman the Anime series episode Day of the Samurai. That makes sense, considering that he will go on to make his own samurai cartoon, Samurai Jack.
Well, it appears that the Powerpuff Girls have beaten the evil Rogues and saved the day. Oh yeah, back to you, Doug.
And on a school night. Well, in other news, in the last
Okay, I'm pretty much done. All done with current Sage, Marv, and Chris. So just save that and probably just add a simple background. If there are any changes that I desire to make after the stream, I will do so before posting. So otherwise, I'm going to be wrapping up in just a moment after I add a simple background here. Let's see. Let's do for the background for these characters. In the meantime, I'm gonna answer other comments. Let's see. Wait, what happened to the audio? Let's see. Okay, press F if you can hear me. Okay, press F if you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, so Fred can hear me, and also De Niro, the stereo can hear me, and Starfy as well. Okay. Yeah, so just wondering if you guys, from you guys, which background I should use. If I should use a green background or a red background, which color. Just gonna toy around here. Maybe green is good. If not, I could always change it. That will slow here. Gold background. Okay, so I'm gonna try using gold. So I'm gonna give you guys the option between green and gold. Okay, so let's see how gold looks. Let's see. Well, that's if I could get gold like so. So let me know if gold is a good choice. Gold or green. Let me know. Let's see. Oh, the president of Phil Cartoons recently passed away. Rest in peace, Bill Dennis. I remember their work I do remember their work fondly on Dexter's Laboratory, and they worked on the Ren and Stimpy show as well during season 1, in cooperation with Carbuncle Cartoons. I don't know if Rainbow would be the best color opposite Starfleet. Maybe something maybe a more solid color palette for the background. So far, I think gold looks decent. And yes, I do know that with Bubbles in the Pirates, he's voiced by Kath Soucie instead of Tara Strong. Yes, I know, and I'll admit, Kath Sousie's performance as Bubbles is okay, but obviously Tara's is more memorable. And just today I was rewatching the episode of Bubble Vicious, which I'm pretty sure is Tara's favorite episode of the Powerpuff Girls, because pretty much any time she appears on screen doing Bubbles' voice, she quotes the line of hers saying that Bubbles is hardcore. Kind of similar to how Gray the Lio is pretty much almost always quoting Azula from specifically the beach episode of Avatar. I know she loves that character in general, but she especially loves that episode. If I should try Blue. Okay, let's see how a Blue looks. Okay, so that'll be like the only nominees I'm gonna have. Blue, gold, and green. Let me know in the chat which one is better, gold, blue, or green for the background. Okay, maybe not that shade of blue. Maybe something just a little bit wider. Maybe sort of a pale navy-ish blue, like almost indigo. Yeah, maybe something like this. So it's either this one blue, this one gold, or this one green, and maybe with these shapes and these little splatters as well. Okay. So I'm mostly getting comments from Starfleet saying that gold is better. Okay, I might as well go with gold then. Okay, everybody, it's getting late, so I'm gonna be wrapping this stream up in a moment, and I might as well go with your suggestion, Starfleet, that I'll use a gold color, maybe add some little shapes, textures in the background as well, to maybe better complement the characters in the foreground. But yes, once again, I'm gonna be going over this drawing, and when I'm ready to post it, it will be posted. Maybe on when it's actually TGIF night, like Friday, who knows. Just have to wait and see. But yep, I'm gonna be wrapping things up now. Let's see. Okay. Yes, so hope you guys enjoyed this draw and stream. Once again, hit the like button if you're more. Stay tuned for the other games that I planned over here. And once again, once again, thanks for subscribing. Might do it soon. Bye, friend. Yes, I will watch your art soon. Yep. Bye, Moby fan.